Instagram.
It was time to be visual and show people who I really am and bring them closer to themselves and have more understanding. So, with further ado, I just want to say welcome, tell a friend to tell a friend, and thank you for tuning in and watching. This episode topic is setting your standard. The definition of standard is an idea or thing used as a measure, norm, or model in comparative evaluations. That is the textbook definition. But for me, standards is having an understanding of who you are and knowing what you like and do not like. So you can set your boundaries on exactly what you want, how you would like things to be, and how you want your life to flow and go. So that's what it means to me to have standards. So the first part to setting your standard is understanding why you need standards. So I myself, I realized a few years ago that I had to set standards because as a kid, I always thought, I am always myself, but because of the people I had as friends or, family, I started to cling to what they thought was good and release what I thought was good for me. So having standards because you don't want to live for someone else, you always are supposed to live for yourself first. Even if you do have a spouse or you do have children, you still have to live for yourself, because if you're not good for yourself, then how can you be good for them? How are you setting your standards? Me, myself, I had to spend a lot of time alone in order for me to realize what I've been through, what I've gone through, and how I would like to change it, especially if I wasn't okay with how it was working out at the time. In every situation I got in, it's so funny when you repeat cycles, even though you're going into a situation with a different person, it still can be them same characteristics, that same attitude or mindset, even with a different soul, a different person, however you want to, word it. But who are you applying those standards to? So again, like saying, for me, it was childhood, family, close friends, associates. And I was just, again, allowing myself to cling to what they were used to instead of being fully in myself and my nature and doing what was best for me. So when you are setting those standards, you are setting them for yourself, but know the type of people that you are applying them to. So that way, when you do come across a certain person, you know exactly what to do, how to react, and what to say, because you've encountered it before and to you worked on it to be better for when and if that situation came into play again. You would know exactly what to do. Whether you have the answers or are seeking to understand, the fact that you are here is a good step, because not everybody makes it to this point. Like myself, I celebrate all month. Virgo season, but my birthday was yesterday. So for me, like I said, it took me a few years to truly understand myself, and taking accountability was a big thing for me, because I was the last child, so I was extremely spoiled and had the mindset that whatever I want, I'm supposed to get, but not with the idea of, I know I got to be out here and get it. I automatically expect someone to treat me a certain way because I know how I am and who I am. And I didn't take accountability for the things that I was giving to people that weren't good. Because just because I'm saying, oh, I'm this good person, that doesn't mean I don't have bad characteristics or bad traits about myself, which I do. But to have an understanding of those is what makes it easier and what makes it better for you to be able to flow and be great in yourself. So the simple fact that we are here now, or you are working to get to that point, is good, because you understand where the problem lies and you don't want to keep repeating the same cycle, but rather you do want to fix it. So that's absolutely good, and I'm proud of you. If nobody else says it, I'm proud of you because not many people understood what I was going through. So I had to be that person for myself to be like, yeah, you deserve a pat on the back, you know. So I just want to say I'm proud of you. And listen, it's only up from here. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, you better get to know because, baby, the blessing is coming. The new life is coming. The peace and abundance and prosperity is coming. All things that are good for you is coming into fruition. As long as you put the work in, you understand what you have to do. Keep your faith in the Most High. And keep pushing. That's really all you have to do. And like, you're here now, so I know that you're ready for bigger and better things. So self-esteem stems/starts at childhood, and because everyone was brought up differently, we all weren't taught what self-esteem actually looks like. So you may find those quiet people who have low self-esteem because no one ever spoke life into them or spoke to them as if they are some. Oh, excuse me. If they are somebody or they can do something, you have those outgoing, loud people who love attention, but that doesn't always mean that they have the highest self-esteem levels. You have the I guess you're gonna call them Barbies or call them plastics. It's the people out here who, choose to make alterations to themselves, and sometimes people do it for, I don't know, reasons. Maybe they think they need to fix something or they want to look like this person or whatever, but self-esteem is really at an all-time low. I mean, I feel as though it's gotten better because people are coming into a realization of self and who they actually are. So I feel like it's getting better, but it's also getting worse at the same time because we have to understand the shift in the atmosphere that is happening, that they are trying to create, where females are more masculine and less feminine and aren't able to be their natural selves, because it's either you have the females out here chasing men for the wrong reasons and vice versa, men chasing women for the wrong reasons, people going after people's money and not actually their character and who they are. You have people who's out here who don't know how to love themselves properly, so they can't love anyone else properly. There's so many things wrong with the dynamic in the world today, especially when it comes to loving. Loving is at an all-time low. So in order to be able to love properly or receive the love that you give or that you would like to receive, you have to first work on yourself. So that's why I said self-esteem is truly freaking important. You have to learn to love yourself, and by learning to love yourself, it can be the littlest things. I have something called Self-Care Sunday. Self-Care Sunday is basically doing whatever that makes you happy on Sundays. Sundays are normally people chill day. They got to go to work the next day. Laundry, chores, errands, things of that nature, whatever you want to call it. So Self-Care Sunday for me is, even if you do have to, you have children, or, you do have responsibilities still that you have to tend to, taking a time and moment for yourself, even if it's 30 minutes to an hour, 2 hours, shit, if you could give yourself the whole day to just lay down, if that's what makes you happy and will bring you peace, then I say go for it, because nobody besides the Most High God is going to bring you the peace that you long and desire for. So you absolutely have to learn how to bring yourself peace. You can take yourself on a nail care date. If you don't have the funds, you can take yourself to a picnic at the park, pack a lunch or something, go for a nice walk, watch a good movie if that's what you're into, turn your phone on Do Not Disturb. Take a break from the outside world, definitely go outside, get in touch, in tune with the sun. You see where I'm at. I'm on the beach right now. So you have to give that time for yourself to learn self, to boost your self-esteem. And the higher you are able to boost your self-esteem, the higher you are vibrating. So the people that are for you will gravitate to you because your frequency is so high that they're like, oh my God, I have to talk to that person. I have to talk to him, or I have to talk to her, because they know just what you're going to bring, because they can feel that goodness coming off of you. They understand your aura. They see the glow in you. You have to get yourself to that point. because nobody's going to build you up the way that you can and the way that God can, but you have to allow yourself to get to that point. So, um, know that standards are important because without that, we create life cycles, people pleasing, emotional neglect, and etc. And as I just explained a little bit, we definitely create dynamics that we do not want for ourselves, but because we only see them, we don't see how to fix them. It's not easier. It's easier said than done, is what they would say, but it's not typically so easy. So that's why I'm here, to help you understand the things that you can do to get to that point where you're not people pleasing, you're not emotionally neglecting yourself, or not allowing someone to emotionally neglect you. We're not creating the same life cycles, because I done witnessed people repeating cycle after cycle, the same cycle, excuse me, for different years. So if I see you in 2019 and you are in this space, and we're now in 2023 and you're still in the same space but just slightly different, but it's the same situation scenario, you're repeating life cycles. And I mean, life cycles aren't always bad, but when you know that you haven't had the best, or things haven't been the best for you, and you're repeating it, you have to understand that. Because when somebody points it out to you, you're going to look at it as if, they're saying something ill about you, depending on how you may take it, or, it may not sit right with you. So you have to find that in yourself first before anyone else. As adults, we continue on with life because it never slows down. But with life still moving, we don't offer ourselves time to heal and learn from our mistakes. Again, I literally just said that. As an adult, like I said, I just turned 28 yesterday. So as an adult, with all the responsibilities and things that we take on and comes with our lives, we don't always have the moments to sit and be at peace with ourselves. One, because your parents were born in a different generation, so times were different. And so the things that they taught you, you don't pick up on everything. You don't take everything they taught you, but there is a few things that you do stick with and be like, oh wow, okay, this is what I know, this is what I'm learning, this is what I'm gonna do. So because being an adult is so hard, because you're constantly moving, you have to give yourself that time. Like I said, even if it's 10, 20, 30 minutes to an hour, 2 hours, whatever, give yourself that time, because you have to sit down and understand what the fuck is wrong, or else you'll never figure it out. You'll never figure it out because you're so busy and concerned about everything that's going on outside of your life that you're not worried about internally. And internally, that's the part that's really truly broken. And that's the part that you want to heal the most, so you could be better, not only for yourself, but the people around you, for your loved ones, your significant others, your children, if you do have children. And it brings you closer to God, it brings you closer to the universe, closer to spirit, things of that nature. So you really have to slow down, especially in this world. Everything's becoming so digitized. Life is shifting, things are changing. What we once considered to be a good life for us is not that anymore. The dynamic is changing. So the world is going to continue to change whether you're choosing to change or not. So it's best to adapt for all the right reasons and to bring you closer to the things that you are trying to achieve. So I did write down a few, that's jet skis. I did write down a few things that you can do, a few tips that you can do to elevate you, elevate your mindset, elevate you in the physical, and elevate the person that you are trying to become, and make you greater. So the first one is understanding your life. So understanding your life is the good with the bad. And I was one of those people that, what's so crazy? I was one of those people that my childhood, I experienced so many traumatic things, but I still had a really good childhood, but I did experience trauma. So because I experienced that and it took a hold of me and my mental, I literally blocked out half my childhood and my mental to the point that some of my childhood I don't even remember. I hope, I hope, I hope that you guys have not gotten to that point, and that's why I'm here to share my life with you, so I can help people not have to go through and experience half the things that I did, but also to make you better. If you're watching this and you're 19, if you're 18, if you're 21, if you're 25, like it all applies. Even the people that may be in their 30s or in their 40s, it still applies, because just because you are at a certain age, I know they say age ain't nothing but a number, and I truly agree with that, because a person can be 60 and still not have a clue of what the fuck is going on. Versus, let's just use me as an example, 28, and I'm like so locked in with life and like how I have an understanding of it. Everybody's not like that. So, understanding your life, the good and the bad, we have to focus on both the good and the bad, because good and bad both happen in your life, but everything happens for a reason, and we all make our own personal choices as to how we got to where we are. So evaluate the good and the bad to understand your good traits, your bad traits, things that you took on and the things that you want to release. 2, journal or conversate with yourself or God. I personally, I do a little bit of both, but more so, I journal a lot. Whether I had a good day, whether I had a bad day, whether it was just a tour's day or whatever, I still journal and try and keep myself, in a good space. And also, another thing that I recommend journaling for is because you can always go back and reread, so you can see the growth and prosperity and where you have come from. Say if you journal 2 months ago and you having a really rough time, but 2 months ago wasn't good, and you just going through a rough space at the moment. By journaling, you're able to go back and look at that and be like, oh wow, just 2 months ago it wasn't so good, but like I'm not doing as bad as I was. I'm doing extremely better now, and it's good to see that growth. It's good to be able to look back and be like, oh wow, I did that. Like, I ain't kidding, I ain't playing with y'all. That's a good moment right there. 3, forgive yourself. Be compassionate about you. Because remember, I told you that people may say that they're for you, but honestly, you and God are the only people, and if you have children, of course, you and God are the only people who are truly, truly, truly rooting for you. Yes, you can have friends, and yes, you will have friends that will be rooting for you and wanting the best for you. But you have to forgive yourself and the things that you experienced that, again, you may not always have been happy with, or things that were out of your control that you still did experience. So forgive yourself and understand that you have to give yourself grace, like God says, give the people around you grace, because you never know what someone's been through. You give yourself grace and allow yourself to release the burdens, the stress, the anger, anything that you feel that is pent up inside of you that is holding you back from where you want to go. Just forgive yourself and release it. 4, learn your old self, which taps into 1, and learn your new self. Write down how you affirm the person that you want to be. Like, for instance, for me, I say year 28 is sophistication. I'm about my business. I'm about building. I'm about growth. I'm about love. I'm about prosperity. I'm about abundance. I'm about life. I'm about service. I'm about acts of service and kindness. That's who I am. That's what 28 means to me. So, understanding who you want to be, writing down and affirming, speaking that nature into yourself every day. I am sophisticated. I am sexy. I will be prosperous. Prosperous. I am abundant. Speak those affirmations into yourself, and it'll definitely help you. And 5, set standards for your new persona. So set standards, which this whole thing is about. For the person that you are creating, the person you are finding yourself to be, your higher self, you want to set standards so people know how to carry you. People because they are in their same cycle and they're stuck in their same cycle, they feel as though even if they haven't seen you for 2 or 3 years, they feel like you're the same person that they knew from then. The whole time you done changed. You a whole new person. You don't even do the same thing you was doing before. You ain't even rocking like how you was rocking before. So set your standards for the new persona of how you want to be for yourself, how you would like people to carry you. And if those people are not agreeing and choose to give you issues about this person that you are now, that it's time for them to go, because that just means that they're not on the level in which you are boosting yourself to, or the level that you have gotten yourself to, because they're still stuck in the same cycle or still have the same mindset that they had prior to. And the example that I had for the setting your standards for a new persona is how you dress, how you show up for yourself, dating specific, especially dating. I can say this for men and for women because the standards are peak, okay? People just going for anything. Like I said, people will date you for your money. People will date you just because of how you look, and they want to have that look, that aesthetically pleasing look to other people. When in all actuality, you could be in the same room and not even have a conversation because y'all don't have that type of connection. It's just a physical connection that you are building with that person simply because you like the way it looks, not the way it makes you feel. Who has access to your aura? Because not everyone should have access to your aura. Everybody is not on a high frequency. Everybody doesn't understand life. Everybody's not going to look at life on a level beyond what they physically see. Because some people can't see other things besides the physical. You don't see the aura in the person or how they go on or how they carry themselves for you to think that, oh, they're this different person. And number 6 is enjoy your new you. Change according to your life. So that is, in a nutshell, to say that not everybody with new levels come new devils, and not everybody is going to agree with how you are and what you want to be. Like, perfect example, I used to have a fear of traveling alone because something that happened in my childhood that put a lot of fear in my heart to the point where I felt as though I could never be alone, because I felt as though something was going to happen. So at this big age of 28, I stepped out on faith, continued to listen to God, pray and talk to Him, write it down, affirm my safety, repeat that I am safe, and know that and believe in it. And I done traveled, got on an airplane, traveled, and came to this nice old beach, and I'm at peace with myself, and I feel safe, and I know I'm safe simply because I have outgrown the cycles and things that I stuck to because I felt how I felt as those things should go. And you are gonna get to that point too. Your goals are not my goals, and my goals are not your goals. So I'm just giving you examples so you have an understanding of exactly what I'm speaking of. But know that whatever you are trying to achieve in life that'll bring you the peace and longevity and prosperity that you are looking for, you can achieve it as long as you put the work in and you see those things for yourself coming into fruition. And what I mean by seeing them is having optimism, knowing that I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to. I know God's gonna bless me. I know I'm in the right place. I know I'm in the right place. You have to know those things, and I promise you, everything that you are longing for is going to come into fruition. Just trust and believe in yourself. Keep the faith. Put your faith in God. You literally need just a faith as small as a mustard seed, and a mustard seed is pretty fucking small. But have that faith and understanding, and everything is going to work in your favor. And with that being said, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in to my first visual podcast. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I gave you some clarity and understanding. If you need to go back and rewatch it, please do. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share, follow, like, all those things that'll help me get the exposure to bring people closer to who they are supposed to be, and to bring them to God, whatever God they believe in, whatever spiritual journey they are on. just bringing them closer to themselves so they can understand, so they can tap into their gifts and hopefully help you or help the next person. But again, thank you guys for tuning into Day by Day. And I love you guys. If nobody told you they love you, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I hope you have a wonderful and amazing day. I'm gonna finish enjoying my vacation, okay? And I guess I'll see you guys later.